else was born, but at least we got to say we ran on the digit, we ran on the money, we ran on the digit, we ran on that money, we ran on the digit, we ran on the money. We ran on the digit, we ran on some money, we ran on the digit, we ran on some money, we ran on some digit, we ran on some money. I'm leaning like I'm on the field for the Hennies. I talk lots of shit like my bitches are dangerous. They didn't know me well, so I left from with wishes. You know it's a drop when you drain and can't flip it. I'm living big, I swear I got on Luke, ain't kidding. Money, turn it up, mama, gon' snap her some dope, I hair great like a grandma. You know my ice blinking like OJ like a panda. Roll it, hold it, I couldn't control, shout it like a channel. My racks are squeaking on that pot and I hop in that Rari, I crank on like water. Horses don't stop, they keep going. Yeah. You can lose your life, but it gon' keep going. Why not risk life when it's gon' keep going? When you die, somebody else was born, but at least we got to say we ran on the digit, we ran on the money, we ran on the digit, we ran on that money, we ran on the digit, we ran on the money. We ran on the digit, we ran on the money, we ran on the digit, we ran on some money, we ran on some digit, we ran on some money. I'ma move me some dough like confusion. I'ma go in that bitch with a ruler. I'ma toast me a nigga like Schroeder's. I'ma keep a red flag cause I'm booler. I know some roller spaces like a duelist. Yeah, I'm screaming on my car like cool. When I know it, I feel like I was aborted. If I ever ordained, baby, better drop was bored. I been getting money before the music for Pandora. I just do this shit when I get bored. Nigga, horses don't stop, they keep going. Yeah, you can lose your life, but it gon' keep going. Why not risk life when it's gon' keep going? When you die, somebody else was born, but at least we got to say we ran on the digit, we ran on the money, we ran on the digit, we ran on that money, we ran on the digit, we ran on the money. We ran on the digit, we ran on the money, we ran on the digit, we ran on some money, we ran on some digit, we ran on some money. We got London on the track.
Today, we're going to talk about the Raiders, some MLB winners for tonight, and let's cash a squad ride. This is Behind the Lines. Bro, you're doing trick shot home runs from, by the way, a former Ray who couldn't hit shit. Now the Orioles got him. Now he's fucking Barry Bonds. Doing trick shot home runs, Goots, and you can't even get within 10 games of 500, but you can do trick shot home runs. Never seen that before in my life. That's the most Orioles shit I've ever seen. How, as Aaron Judge, the face of the league, Captain America, hopping on a plane before the game even ends? That doesn't make sense when it rattles around in my brain. To be honest, that pisses me off. Actually, no way. Unbelievable rage bait. Was that a targeted attack? Why were there 20 people at once coming in?
Pretty good at it, you guys, not gonna lie.
I think I found somebody involved in baseball I hate more than Aaron Judge. This guy right here, this geezer, who thinks he's playing left field. Worse than a Disney adult. 4 straight years, Jovan. Look at this one. This one got overturned because he's diving over the... He almost fell on the field. What a loser. What's going on, chat? Happy BTL Monday, episode 744 piece. As always, hold the fry, joined by your two hosts, Krabs and Jovan, presented by SeatGeek. Jovan, I got a question for you real quick. Shouldn't take long. If you're buying your tickets this summer to go to the ballpark, to go to a PLL playoff game maybe, or you're going to an NFL game coming up this season, where are you buying your tickets?
I'm going to SeatGeek, Krabs.
Simple math.
You can go to Bookit 10.
Simple math. Simple arithmetic. You're going to the App Store, you're downloading SeatGeek, you're plugging in code BookIt10, and you're saving yourself coins. It's that fucking simple, folks. It's literally that fucking simple. We got Ron Mux coming in resubbing. Let's go, Ron. Had a great weekend hanging out with Ron and the squad this weekend.
Yeah, shout out Ron.
He gave me a sick Ron, again, you don't have to keep giving me shit. You're fucking him. But he gave me a sick TJ Malone rookie card on the Whip Snakes. This kid could be the best player in the fucking league in a year or two. Shout out Ron.
Electric.
Shout out Ron. Unbelievable. And Trent actually gave me a Jahan Dotson Commander's card, which is kind of a meme and kind of cool at the same time.
Junior card from Trent. Much better.
Yeah, you got a cool one.
That's a coil shit card.
Really good card.
No shit, Goots. He was catching passes for the Eagles in the fucking Super Bowl. Can't make it up. You can't make it up.
Quail shit.
Shout out Trent. Shout out Ron. Shout out Goots. Goots back on the saddle today. You feeling rested up, Goots? You feeling good? You feeling dangerous?
Feeling dialed? Feeling dialed.
Feeling dialed, folks. 2 words. Feeling dialed, folks. He said, what a weekend. Here's Ron coming in here with the resub. Great seeing you guys for another Picket at the Park banger. Hashtag thank you, Bookit. Hashtag thank you, Ron. Ron, you're fucking goated. Thanks for showing up and showing out. Ron's always popping his head in, saying what's up and joining the squads and getting involved. Ron, love to see it, my man. Always welcome. Always welcome. By the way, Trent's GG, Rondell Moore, College 101. No way he had that card. Did Trent have that card?
Rondell Moore.
Did that happen, Big Rob? Because if he did, that's quail shit. I think Rondell Moore got hurt in his first game over the weekend. He's out for the season again.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure his leg exploded.
Hey, Ty Felton, stock up. Ty Felton, stock up. Doesn't move down when that injury happens. Come on now.
W Terps.
Come on now. W Terps. Krabs, you're him, brother. Courier, you're him. If nobody's told you that today or this week, I want to let you know you are actually indeed him. Thank you, Courier Pounds. Always holding down the YouTube, along with PN Lees. We got Haven Hunter, 69 nice. Says heart, check mark, grit, check mark. Sure he can. W69 nice. We got a lot of heart and grit today. Zach Mower getting involved as well. He's always holding down the YouTube. He says, let's fucking go, boys. So ready for college football. We got Andrew and his little NC State profile picture that I see every day, holding down the YouTube. Andrew, excited to watch CJ Bailey this year, my man. Might be the only good piece on that team, but another revenge season. After they were gassed up a ton last year in the Big 2-4, we'll see how it works out. Okay? Yeah, W. Ron subbing. Appreciate the Twitch chat getting up and moving as well. A lot of Twitch chats for a Monday morning without football still. You guys are showing a lot of heart. Love to see it. You know who else was showing a lot of heart? Actually, we'll go over the recaps here first before we start bitching, or before I do at least. Goots, show me that squad ride recap.
That was
W play.
That was some of your best work, Krabs. Just
W
fantastic
play.
work. A bagel on Skeens Day.
Yep. 2 words, chat, bagel. Perfect timing because we're up there in NYC. By the way, I got a fucking elite bagel.
Dude.
Yesterday morning. Elite.
Maybe I didn't put enough focus into it while we were there, but I was disappointed by some of the bagels, I'll say.
You were just bitching because your bagel had cheese and cream cheese on it, which is a common.
No. That was different. I didn't get that. That was at the airport. I'm not even counting that. That was a Dave thing, which is a shit order by Dave. Shit order.
Also, like the airport bagel. I mean, look, you got to do what you got to do. It's still better than most bagels, but it's not the same as a bagel downtown NYC.
Yeah. That's I wasn't counting that, but it was pretty quail shit, I'll say.
Yeah, I had a good one. Not gonna lie, I had a good one yesterday. I'll rub it in for you real quick. Tompkins Square Bagels, I think is what it's called, or Tompkins Bagels. Really fucking good. Really fucking good. It's highly regarded. I asked Grok, I said, where's the best bagel in town? He said, I got you covered. He said, take a stroll down the street, 10 minutes from the hotel, go to Tompkins Bagels. Elite bagel. Ginormous bagel, crispy on the outside, fresh, warm on the inside. I don't know how they do it.
Sure.
I don't know how they do it. We got Gabe Rod coming in resubbing. Let's fucking go, Gabe.
Yeah,
attaboy.
Bagels, dude. Need Trent in my office.
Need him in my office. The home run parlay bagels.
That was just.
Wouldn't it have been something? I was kind of blown you did a third day. I thought it would have been funny just to cut it after 2 when you hit both your home run guys and he went 0 for, because, I mean, you're only a man. I knew there was probably another goose egg coming for maybe both of the squad after you hit both your fucking home run plays over the weekend, right? So it happens. It is what it is. Was hoping you were going to cash one of these crazy home run lays, but yeah, Trent didn't do job. Shocker. And the next day, his guy hit a home run, didn't he? Oh.
Sosa did yesterday, yeah.
Oh. Unbelievable. That makes it so much worse.
I'm making it a personal mission. We got to hit one of those. Yeah, dude, Locklear was.
That's just getting too cute. That's like me trying to square up. It never works. Trent trying to get too cute like that never works.
Yeah.
Never works.
I think he thought we were just going for straight NPCs. Like I was fully expecting him to put like a goat in there as one of the legs each time. He was like, I picked Yaz the first time. And he's like, dude, you're picking NPCs. I'm like, Yaz ain't an NPC, man. You're taking Locklear.
His grandfather's one of the greatest players of all time.
Yeah.
Come on now.
And then he hit a leadoff gag. I was expecting, like the second day, all the goats went yard. All of them.
Can't make it up. Could have had Shohei, could have had Cal. I mean, Trent could have picked anybody from the handful of goats he picks every fucking day, but nope. Had to go with Locklear. Unbelievable. All right, we got Courier Pounds on the YouTube. Krabs and Jovan, can we get a live preseason top 25 AP poll reaction? We probably don't have time for that today, but I do have one comment. Gamecocks are at 13. Do they usually put teams inside the top 15 that lose week 1? Or is that a new thing this year?
They do that. I'm pretty sure.
Sometimes? Okay.
What was FSU ranked last year? Something.
Good point. They were at least ranked. That game was so fluky, though, and their whole season was fucked afterwards. I feel bad for them.
Take a peek at this top 10 or top 25.
Yeah, give me one thought you have on the new AP poll. And if you guys don't know what the fuck we're talking about, the first official AP poll for the upcoming college football season just dropped about 41 minutes ago, to be exact. Let me know. Give me one cool factoid.
One quick thought. I'm staring at 4 teams in this little box in the middle of it that are just combined into the overrated box. 12, 13, 18, 19. Illinois, Gamecocks, Oklahoma, A&M. Doing this again. Ole Miss at 21, though.
I'm sure one of those 4 teams will end up working out. The other 3 will probably stink, but
yeah.
Some squads that are overrated. Okay? Tell you what wasn't overrated, our plays from Thursday. Solid plays.
Great plays, dude.
Solid plays.
Minus the preseason.
Goots,
we
missed you.
Call timeout. Good try. Good try.
There he is.
That's all I got.
Goots, but I am going to go ahead and withdraw and retract that compliment. Goots taking an off day, vacation day on Friday. I guess we're all off on Friday. On Thursday. Unbelievable, Goots. Unbelievable, Goots.
Take one off day, you'd fade the Ravens. That was cake. Cake.
Yeah, and both those plays lost, by the way. The Bengals lost as well, first half. So just a terrible, terrible preseason parlay. I don't know what the fuck I was doing. Terrible.
4 for 3 on the preseason from both of us because the Raiders.
Well, at least we got a BC Lions play. I think they won outright now.
Yeah, they had a game-winning field goal in overtime.
So that's a plus. We have Sade Whiteman right now coming in, dropping a 5-unit sub whale. That's a plus.
Shout out Sade.
Sade is in here every single day. Every day. Dropping a 5-unit sub whale. Every single day, Sade. You're fucking him. Wow. Sade, man. You must be tailing the straight bets of late. Hopefully you're making some coins. You're tailing the squad rides. Great work. We also cashed. Cashed a Sharp Report 4-man. Yeah.
Hey. Hide the kids, hide the wife. Shane Smith is on the bump.
Okay.
Absolutely shocked.
Okay.
Absolutely shocked. Career on strikeouts.
Okay. Sure. He's fucking goated. He had a great start. I think he gave up a home run or a 2-run home run or something early.
He gave up a guy
absolutely locked in.
Randy, I think, and then he was lights out outside of that. I was getting, I remember a lot of hate in the YouTube chat for whatever reason that day.
Well, could have been why it hit.
Could have been it.
You never know. W Sharp Report 4-man was great to catch one of those puppies last week.
Did you also see Cal Raleigh, how he hit? Which I guess it wouldn't have mattered because the guy didn't score anyway. But
no,
he was on third with 1 out, and then they pinch ran for him. So they're trying to win the game, I guess, with that run.
Yeah,
but he didn't end up scoring anyway. But we were sweating until he got taken out.
Wow. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, folks. That could be one of those cases. Bookit Survivor Pool, ? Let's have it Monday. Zay Picks, great question, and thank you for the resub. I think Trent would rather do, and by the way, we have a hype train moving to Griffin. Would love to see if the third stream gets a hype train today. Probably not. Trent wants to do a pick'em. I think that's what he told me last week. He wants to do a pick'em. He said, Krabs, figure out how to do a pick'em. I'm going to figure that out this week. And that's more like, you pick 5 spreads you like, and you're in a group, and whoever wins at the end gets, a pot of money. So I think that's probably what we're going to focus on, but he's saying he's down for both. All right, I'm going to look into that. Trent, text me whatever website you used last year in yours. Can you text me what that website's called so I can look into it, please? That would be massive.
Over under 0.5 weeks, Trent stays alive in Survivor.
Well, Survivor might not be his strong suit. That's okay. But last year in the pick'em, I remember him talking about at the end of the season. That's how you know how square of a season it was, respectfully. He was killing it
Yeah, I do
in
remember
his
that.
pick'em pool last year. I'll give him his flowers. He had a great year in the pick'em pool last year. Yeah, Trent, if you could send me that link, that would be massive before we forget. And I will look into that this afternoon. Okay? Survivor, I'm horrible, but pick up my 110K. Yeah, I mean, people forget you balled out last year. So
The Cardinals.
here's your flowers. Congratulations.
Cardinals are going to be the Patriots, or not the Patriots, but they'll be the Bengals from last year.
Oh my gosh.
Already
Last year's Survivor was
week
nuts.
1. Yeah, the Patriots came in and busted cheeks week 1, and 75% of all pools were dead.
Yeah, Trent, pretty solid year, my man. Could have been better, but first place, you'll take that, and you'll take that 10K. Pretty solid. Pretty solid year. All right. PN Lee's saying, can we hear the live opinion of the kid dressed up as an umpire? PN Lee's, you came to the right place. Goots,
Here we go.
if you don't mind, if we got a minute here, shit, maybe 2. Run that shit. I'm trying to get pissed. Oh, you guys aren't going to like this one. I don't give a shit. I'm right. This is a correct take. A me guy move and a half from this little kid umpire. No shit, it's a home run. That ball was in the fucking 10th row, buddy. No shit. We don't need a backup umpire in the crowd. And by the way, they don't even do this that long. So learn your fucking umpire roles because you're doing shit that umpires don't even do. They do it for like 1 second and they put it down. Just the way he puts the mask on and then they pan to the actual umpire putting the mask on just rubbed me the wrong way. Not going to lie. And what else rubbed me the wrong way was hearing this kid get interviewed before the game saying, hey, I actually started doing this down in spring training this year. I live down there in Florida and I wanted to go to a game. And my dad said, the only way we can go to a game is if I go in full umpire kit. And he did. It kind of sounds like the dad's using the kid as a pawn. Maybe the dad wants the kids to make a bunch of money and maybe pay for the dad's, rest of his life, maybe being an umpire. And what I don't get is how nobody in the section, those people are paying good amounts of coin. It might be a shitty Cardinals season, but those tickets aren't cheap behind home plate. I'd be having a word with Pops. A respectful word. Listen, Pops. The last thing I need to see when I'm watching my rat shit Cardinals team losing 9-0, by the way, 9-0. So I'd already be tilted as a Cardinals fan. The last thing I need to see is a little kid standing in my way of the view, distracting me, pretending like he's fucking umpiring the game, respectfully. That's the last thing I need to see as a Cardinals fan. The last thing. Buddy, when you go to Chipotle, do you fucking dress up in a Chipotle? You could buy their merch on their app. Do you dress up in a Chipotle fit and go behind the counter and pour and scoop your bowl yourself? No. That's not how life works. You can't just show up places and start pretending like you're in the fucking game. Respectfully, you can't. You can't. And it seems a little forced. I'll say it. Is the kid even having a good time? I haven't seen him crack one smile. Seems like he's maybe getting pushed to do this. Maybe it's not his idea. And if that's the case, that's pretty sad. What happened to kids dreaming about being an astronaut? Shit, being an MLB player. Are we lowering the goals that much? You want to be a fucking umpire your whole life? Buddy, here's a reality check. Everybody hates umpires. They hate umpires. Oh. The umpires are about to go away because they got the fucking system coming out now where they're going to call balls and strikes by the fucking robots. And this dad, he doesn't have the nuts to tell his kid, we got to find a new goal for you because your job's going to be irrelevant here in a couple of years. You're going to waste all this time, all this money. And in 2 years, you're not even going to have umpires. You're going to have robot umps. So I just don't get it. This rubs me the wrong way. If I was a fan sitting behind them and that kid was in front of me pretending like he's fucking in the game, doing strikeout calls, doing home run calls, when my team is losing 9-0, I would be livid. Livid. Ultimate me guy move. Not just from the kid.
They let it go on a little long. They definitely
He's getting
did.
interviewed He's getting interviewed mid-game.
Yeah, let him call a whole inning. That was when I think that was when we were watching it at the bar. And we were like, what the fuck is this going on?
Oh.
That
Might
weird.
be worse than the bat dog. This might be more of a me guy move than the bat dog from the Nats. Yeah. It might
definitely
be
worse than the bat dog.
It might be.
Bat dog's cool.
We don't even need to bring up the female thing. We'll just leave that off to the side. All you guys are in the chat talking about that. I'll let you guys make the comments there about that one. But this kid rubbed me the wrong way. I'm not a fan of the little kid ump. Just increase your goals. You want to be an umpire? You can do better than that. Be an astronaut. Shit, a firefighter. Somebody that does good in the world, not somebody that everybody fucking hates. Wanting to be an umpire. No, he wants to be on TV. And his dad wants him to be on TV. That's all this is. Go pick up a bat. You're 12 years old. Go play. Why are you not at fucking practice? Why are you not at summer camp? Why are you not playing with your travel team? Why are you not playing on your shitty little league team, maybe? If you can't make the travel team, and that's okay. That's okay if you're not that good. So you need to play on a little league team. That's okay. Why are you not aspiring to be a fucking professional baseball player? You want to be an umpire? You want to be a narc? Oh.
I do feel like there's no possible way that 10-year-old kid wants to get up in ump gear and do that for a full 9 innings.
No, the only reason he's doing it is because his dad's saying we can go to the fucking ballpark for 3 games in a row if you dress up like you're umpiring the game.
Like, you're telling me a kid ain't gonna get tired of that shit by maybe the 2nd inning? Find it a little hard to believe.
Unbelievable.
3 straight games, dude. The entire series.
Me guy move.
The entire series.
Me guy move. Let the kid rest. Let him sit back and enjoy the game. It's hard to enjoy the game when you're losing 9-0, I guess, but
well, he's neutral. He's an ump, Krabs.
You're right. He has no affiliation, I guess. Do we even know what fucking team he likes? Do we even know if he's from this area, or is he just spawning on TV because his dad's trying to use him as like a Disney character and try to get famous? He's from Florida, he said in the interview.
Maybe he's a rat
his dad would only let him go to the spring training games if he dressed up in full ump kit.
Maybe he's
that is
an
an absurd request. He could be a rat shit Rays fan. Yeah.
How you feel about that, John?
He could be.
Yeah, we lost that one, man.
Goodness gracious. Again, let's talk about the game. Let's talk about the players. This is a lazy Dog Days of Summer bit from the TV crew on Fox to show this kid off. He probably doesn't even want to be there. He's probably turning around saying, hey, can I get a soda? His dad's like, nope, you got to do 3 more strikeout calls before I get you a soda. You got to earn it. What is he, on the clock? Goodness gracious. Unbelievable. It makes it so much worse that the home team is down 9-0. Can't make it up. Can't make it up. Goots, get this guy off my screen. And let's talk about some football, man. Let's talk about some football. Unbelievable. This shit would never happen in the NFL. You'd never see somebody there in a fucking ref fit in the NFL. Just a bad look for baseball. We got Bookit Chew coming in resubbing. What's up, fellas? Thank you for always supporting the Bookit with Chew. Means a lot. Much love. Chew, you're him. I appreciate you, Beast.
Chew.
I appreciate you, Beast. Hell yeah. Hope you had a good weekend, Chew. Football's back. NFL preseason is printing. Vanisk, I need you to respond to my DM about props.cash from yesterday. Oh, you already did. Okay, perfect. Appreciate you, Vanisk. All right. Parlay Science, bases lay, looks oxygen. Trent, how about you tell the people who are on your own fucking network and are going to give a bunch of plays that are all turning green of late? How about you tell that?
Because that lay is just all super goats every day.
What, the Parlay Science lie?
Yes, dude. It's all the guys he already takes.
Well, he's going to take it anyways, then. Okay.
Yeah.
Do y'all remember the lady fan for the Chargers that Monday Night Football game? I do. And then it came out she was wearing other teams' uniforms and going to other games. The weirdest thing. An industry plan, I think they call this. Sure. Can we talk about how Trent somehow also jinxed the Yankees into a W when we were there in person? Although Aaron Judge did not hit a home run, thank God. I know I cost us the Prize Picks lineup because he had a couple dinky me guy hits, but crazy game we were up there for, man.
Yeah, shout out
Crazy
Trent.
game we were up there for.
Only
Literally,
one
shout out
on
Trent.
the,
Trent Grisham hit a fucking
yeah,
move.
Trent
while
and
was in
Trent.
attendance. We should have seen that one coming. We should have seen that one coming. All right, let's talk about the Raiders. Let's talk some football. We're going to talk Raiders. We're going to talk some honorable mention college football teams, and then we're going to talk winners for today. Okay, that's the game plan. And a squad ride to top us all off. Okay, win total for the Raiders at 6.5. Probably where it should be. Plus 1,200 to win the division. They're not winning the division. Plus 320 to squeak into the playoffs, and plus 11,000 to win the Super Bowl. I'm going to go ahead and save you guys some time there. Please don't bet on that. Please don't bet on that. Let's look at some of the new pieces this Raiders team has acquired. Obviously, Geno Smith, they're going to have, a pretty average QB, which is an upgrade from last year. You got Ashton GT. They had to take him. They took him. I don't know if that's going to be, a great thing. I don't know if he's going to be the next Saquon Barkley like everybody's acting like. He's a little small. We'll see. Did not have a great first preseason game, but again, did not play that much and does not matter yet. We'll see how he does in game 2 and game 3. Not really ready to make a take there, but I'm not really expecting a Saquon Barkley-esque rookie season where the guy's going out there dropping 1,300 yards on the ground, and we'll talk about that more in a moment. I like the Geno pickup. Don't love it, but I like the Geno pickup. I'm not the biggest Geno guy, but he's okay. Underrated, underdog story, great story. And he reunites with Pete Carroll, which I think is cool as well. Pete Carroll's got a couple years left. He said, fuck it, I'll come back and I'll coach this team in Vegas, which I thought was funny, but maybe that's what this team needs. They need an old reliable, big name guy who people can respect and maybe listen to and keep these dudes in line out there in Vegas, keep them out of trouble a little bit. Help them stay locked in. I like the move at coach. I like the move at QB. Don't love the moves. And I like the pickup of Ashton Jeanty. On defense, I mean, they still got Max Crosby, one of the best players on defense in the NFL that nobody talks about because their team is absolutely quail shit, but the guy is fucking goated. They had a lot of other pieces as well. They had Jeremy Chin, who was great for my Commanders last year. Devin White, who's been through the ringer of late, has not been great of late, but we know the potential there. And he's probably going to start at linebacker for this team. They had Roberts as well, middle linebacker, and Jermaine Pratt, another linebacker as well. Jamal Adams as well. They had a lot of new pieces on defense. Will it be enough? I don't know. Daniel Carlson's decent. Their special teams are okay. Nothing to write home about, but solid. He's an above-average kicker as well.
Yeah.
Jovan, where's your head at with this Raiders team? You think the win total's right, around 6.5? You think that's where they end up, somewhere around that number?
Yeah, I think they'll be somewhere around that number. Probably
Okay.
more so lean on the bottom end. It's like a 5 or 6 win team, but it'll be exciting. I think there'll be a team that covers a little more, I guess, of those big spreads against the better teams in the NFL. So you'll catch them in spots that should be a blowout, and they probably won't be from time to time. But I don't know, the team's a lot better. Like they made obviously all the ads like on the offense that people know with Geno, Genty, and then some of the wide receivers as well. But the defense is getting some pieces. I think the biggest thing for them, it's just like not only do you have Geno and Pete Carroll, which are sizable upgrades from both the coaching and quarterback perspective, but it's also like a culture thing. So I think going forward, they're set up for some success. And then also you add in like Chip Kelly as a play caller, which will make that offense that should be fun still on paper, especially with some of those weapons, really, really fun at times. Like it's definitely pointing up. I don't know if this is the year for it, but I think this is much better for them that they're kind of laying the foundation for later on down the line.
I think they'll be in some fun, high-scoring games. I'm with you. I don't think their defense is going to be great. I think Max Crosby will get his. He'll probably win this team a game or two this year, like we see some of the elite defensive linemen do. TJ Watt will win his team a game or two every year, and you'll probably see Max Crosby make a big sack at one point to win this Raiders team a game. Maybe not 2 or 3 because their team's just not that good. But again, besides him, I'm not super impressed. I do like that they added a bunch of new pieces that are supposed to start on this defense, but are these guys going to return to their, prime form? Or are we going to see your guy, Devin White, play well again? He's been pretty quail shit the last couple of years. Probably not.
Sucks.
And he's going to start this year for them. So a lot of holes in the defense, a little bit concerned. I think they could be, like you said, a team that's, fun, a team that can score some points, probably a team that's in a lot of, relatively close throughout the majority of the game and high-scoring games more than, some low-scoring nail-biters where they rely on the defense. I'm not seeing that too much. I think we're seeing more of the former there. and see this team in a lot of high-scoring games, see this team, trying to come back a lot in games. And yeah, like you said, Chip Kelly calling the plays. I think that really helps the passing game. I don't know if that's a good thing exactly for Ashton Jeanty in year one. And again, if this team's going to be playing from behind a lot because their defense sucks, are we going to see Ashton Jeanty going out there dropping 1,100 yards? I don't know. Will he have the opportunity to go out there and get that many carries when this team's playing from behind so much? I don't know. I need to see it with this Raiders team. And that brings me to my best bet for the Raiders. I want to fade Ashton Jeanty. Shocker. You guys probably saw this one coming. Knowing how I roll. I want to fade Ashton Jeanty, who, by the way, on the books has already gotten bumped down to 1,050 yards, but on Prize Picks, he's up there at 1,074.5, and he's the first square that pops up in the rushing yards category. It's almost like they really want you to see that square for the new trendy rookie who should have the keys to the offense, right? On paper, you're thinking, who carries this offense? Who's the biggest, impact for this Raiders offense in the Big 2-5? The easy, simpleton answer is Ashton Jeanty. But I'm not seeing it because you got to go by game script and how these games are going to play out. And if Chip Kelly's calling the plays, if Gino's in town trying to prove some shit, it's like the Seattle Raiders, like you guys are talking about in the chat, right? You got Pete Carroll getting involved again as well here. That might help with the defense a hair, but I'm just not seeing it with the bodies they brought in. I don't think they'll be good. I don't even think they'll be average. I think they'll be a little bit below average here. And that's going to cost Ashton Jeanty some carries. If the team's playing from behind every game, how is Jeanty going to get the rock 20 times a game? He's not. He'll be more of a factor in the receiving game. I certainly wouldn't be fading that. They put a square up for him there. I just don't think he gets the volume that people are all expecting. Everyone's saying, oh, they draft Ashton Jeanty. He's going to go from Boise State to being the best running back in the NFL. I don't know. He's tiny. He played against shit teams a lot in college. The guy's a fucking beast. But again, going against these grown men D-lines compared to some Mountain West D-lines, I'm not seeing 1,100 yards, Jovan. Shit, I might not even be seeing a rack. Is he going to be a bust? No, he's an athletic freak. Could he have more of a Derrick Henry type career arc where it takes him a couple years to figure it out? He bulks up a little bit, and then you see him in year 3, year 4, year 5, turn into one of the better running backs in the NFL. I think that's way more realistic than expecting a rookie Ashton Jeanty to go out there and drop 1,100 yards. That's a big request, especially when this team's playing from behind almost every game. So I'll be fading Ashton Jeanty on Prize Picks. I'll be taking his less than. And again, if he stays healthy, I still think this hits because he's not going to get the opportunities.
Yeah.
Thoughts, Jovan?
Even if he does, to be honest with you, that offensive line is fucking terrible. That was like the one untouched part of, at least for the starters of that offense going into this year. They drafted a couple guys that are probably going to be backups and getting some reps at some point, but the offensive line is simply not good. It's like if I'm Chip Kelly and what we've seen Chip Kelly do at every level of football, whether he's an OC at Ohio State or even back at Oregon or even his days at Philly when he was calling the plays for a little bit, he's going to scheme guys open, and the short game is going to be a big part of everything. So, like, when you think about this team, you think about Gino could sling the ball down the field. Obviously, it'll be tougher, I guess, if the offensive line continues to be this bad. Brock Bowers is going to have a massive role in the receiving game, of course. So will Jeanty. But if I'm any of these opposing defenses, who the fuck am I keying to stop over the middle of the field time and time again? Brock Bowers. So not that he's going to be completely taken out of the offense, but you're going to do whatever you can to stop that guy. And one of the most underrated receivers right now in all of football still happens to be on the team, Jacoby Myers, who Chip Kelly has said over the offseason he wants to get involved. He felt like Myers, his role in the offense the last couple of years has been pretty steady. I guess can't really say stagnant because, like, that's implying that he was bad, but it's a lot of the same shit, game again. The route tree is not really very different. That's what Chip Kelly wants to be making different coming into this year. But I don't think like a lot of people realize that, like, even though he was playing with dog shit quarterbacks, dog shit offensive line, no run game really, and you had Brock Bowers competing for targets last year, he missed 2 games and still had 87 catches and over 1,000 yards. And this year, like, obviously he's going to be priced down a lot, partially because nobody really respects Jacoby Myers. But now that you get an infusion of a run game and a new quarterback, it's super exciting. Everybody thinks this offense is still just Bowers and Jeanty, when in reality, Jacoby Myers, I think, is the one who benefits the most from the play calling change, Geno Smith being in the fold, and having an actual run game as a crutch. So I think he's going to have another extremely solid year and give you 71 catches, especially because, and it was only like a couple of plays in the preseason, but it was what I wanted to see out of it too, getting him more involved in the short game, which Chip Kelly said he wanted to do, and he targeted him a couple times in screenplays, and you could clearly see that like plays were drawn up for him when he was in there for, I think it was like just over a drive. But I think going into this year, that's going to be a big focus. So I want to take that part of this Raiders offense.
Okay. As a Jacoby Myers owner in Dynasty, I am bricked up here in that sell job, and I'm in. He's going to get the rock a ton. Should be a guy that people try to target to draft for their fantasy teams this upcoming season, whether it's Dynasty, whether it's just regular fantasy. Probably a guy you want to add, again, because the game script is going to be there for Jacoby Myers 9 games out of 10. They're not going to be up in a ton of games. They're going to need to pass. Their defense sucks. Their O-line sucks. They're not going to be able to run the rock. Who are they going to go to? Brock Bowers, Jacoby Myers, and another guy to keep your eye on, your dude Jack Becht, who I think is a decent stab, in the last round or so of the drafts, right? Because
probably
looking at the other receivers, Dante Thornton is projected to start.
Yeah, he's kind of good.
On the outside for this team, I mean, he might be okay, but come on, that's a name that most people haven't even heard of.
Yeah, I think he's losing the battle right now from what I've heard. Betch is. Okay. So that's probably a injury, I guess, thing. If somebody goes down, if Thornton goes down, Trey Tucker goes down, he'll probably get increased reps, but he might be a year away.
Okay. Maybe a better dynasty pick.
Definitely a better dynasty pick than a redraft right now pick.
Tucker was solid at times last year as well, but again, those 3 receivers, it smells like an injury to me between one of those 3 guys. Again, not rooting for it, but my goodness. Those 3 gents, respectfully, one of those 3 guys is probably going to miss a couple games this year, if not 2. So I do think you'll see Jack Becht, your guy, making an impact his rookie season. Maybe he's not, an everyday starter in fantasy this year. That's probably fair to say, but I do think the kid goes out there and shows his worth a time or 2, and maybe it comes at, midway towards the end of the season when there's some injuries they're dealing with. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's move. Let's groove. W Raiders talk. You want to talk some college football?
Sure.
It's fire that the AP poll came out. I still cannot believe the Gamecocks are ranked 13. Wow. And that spread in the Hokies game is down to 7.5. Should have talked about the Gamecocks. Maybe we'll do that this week. Today, talking about the Red Raiders, Texas Tech, a team that spent the most money out of any team in the portal in the Big 2-5. More than Texas? Is that true? They spent more than Texas? Yeah. They're up there at least.
Texas really didn't have to spend too much.
They kept a lot
this year, I guess.
We got Ryan Really Reckless coming in, dropping a resub for 15 months using his subby with Prime. People forget, because I haven't said it in a while. People probably forget this. You get a free Prime sub on Twitch every single month, and you guys are just not even using them. You're not even using them, and it's just sitting there waiting, begging for you to cash it in on the Bookit Sports account. Get involved. Be like Ryan Really Reckless and cash in your Prime sub. It's free if you have a Prime account. Okay? Dubs. Jovan, expensive team for Texas Tech. I know how you feel about Texas Tech, but stick with me here. Stick with me here. Another team that's, in the top 25 for the AP poll. They snuck in there, as they probably should. I know you don't love their QB. I like him. He's not my favorite QB in college football, but I think Morton has something to prove. The redshirt senior. A lot of veterans on this team. And he had a solid season last year, man. 27 tutties, 8 picks, keeping the picks under double digits there. About 3,400 yards. He had a pretty good QBR as well, up to almost 140 there. His rating, pretty solid. They've got a sophomore transfer running back coming in, Quentin Joyner. This kid could be pretty solid coming over from USC. Averaged 7.5 yards per carry last year. Kind of a solid pickup. He might not be Ashton GT this season, but he'll be a pretty darn good running back. They might need him. They beefed up the O-line as well. They added 3 new pieces in the portal. Howard Sampson, Will Jados, and Hunter Zambrano. All 3 of these guys are going to start, and they were expensive pieces. They had a receiver as well, and Reggie Virgil. Not super sold on him coming over from Miami of Ohio. They have a couple pieces coming in from Miami of Ohio, which most people would say, well, that team sucks. But if you actually watch college football, you know that they're a very well-coached, very disciplined, very good mid-major team. I like some of these pieces coming over from Miami of Ohio and just from the portal in general. They had a couple backup pieces as well on offense. Is it going to be enough? I think it's really going to come down to Morton and how he produces under center. But let's look at their defense here for a second, because their defense has cost them games the last couple of years. Their defense has not been great. This year, Jovan, I'm seeing 6 new starters coming in from the portal, And they're all upperclassmen. They're all juniors and seniors. They're all about to run out of time here soon. They all got something to prove this season, the Big 2-5. So I want to back this Texas Tech new and improved defense that maybe won't be, leading the league in points per game or impressing a ton, but they will be much, much improved in the Big 2-5, which isn't saying much, but I like the pieces that they added. You had a safety, you had a corner, you had a bunch of pieces on the D line, which could be huge. Let's get to the QB this year. Let's make something happen. And, I love talking about the place kickers and special teams, Beamer Ball. They have one of the better place kickers in college football coming in Uptown Bellefonte. What a name. What a name. Red hair kid. He was at Alabama at one point. This kid can absolutely boot it. I think he went to Buffalo, though, after Alabama. He's been everywhere. He's got a lot of experience, a lot of real-world knowledge bouncing around from all those schools. Ends up in Texas Tech here, and I think he makes a difference. He kicks at least one game winner for the squad this year. But again, like I keep saying, it all comes down to Morton. Is this kid going to be him? I think he'll be pretty fucking good in his last season in college. He wins his team a couple games. I like their win total over. As you guys can see here, it's at 8.5. I like their over. And yeah, it's pretty juicy. If you look at their schedule, we'll go through it here really quick. They start off the season with 3 wins. If they don't win these 3 games, I'm shit out of luck and this bet's not hitting. So if they don't win these 3 games against Arkansas, Pine Bluff, Kent State, and Oregon State, we're in some trouble. I think they take care of those games. Maybe the Oregon State game is weirdly close and kind of high scoring, but they win those 3 games. And they go on the road to Utah. I'm very high on Utah this year. Yeah. I don't think they win that game. So 3-1, they got 3 wins through 4 games. They play at Houston. Kind of a sketchy game. That's a big game for Houston, but Houston's not great. They should win that game. If they win, I'll be conservative here. They win one of the 2 games between Houston and Kansas, although they could certainly win 2, and that Kansas game is at home. So we'll give them another win there. That's 4 wins.
Too.
Well, we might not. Once I go through the rest of the schedule, they play at Arizona State. I think that could be certainly an upset. I think they win 2 of the 3 games between at Arizona State, Oklahoma State at home. That's a win. And then at Kansas State on the road. I think they win 2 of those 3 games. They get hot towards the end of the season. What is that? 6 wins there? And then they play, or 7 wins, excuse me. And they play BYU at home. They should win that game. That game's a little bit sketchy, but I can see them winning that game as well. They play UCF at home. Probably going to win both those games. If they only win one, I think they beat West Virginia at the end of the season as well. Although that game's on the road, by that point, West Virginia will probably be already checked out. All these guys will be looking to go to the portal. That team, I'm not expecting much, from the season, the Big 2-5. The Hokies took their entire O-line and their O-line coach. They're in trouble. If the Hokies are taking your players, you're in trouble. I'll say. I think they end the season with a win there on the road. That's at least 9 wins. Sure, you got to lay some juice, but there's a path for this team to win 10 games. Jovan, am I making shit up? Or are you seeing a path here for Texas Tech to maybe show up and show out in the Big 2-5?
I mean, I don't see a path personally, because I just think, even though, we're about to talk about Arizona State, but there are 3 road games in the Big 12, the big ones, at Utah, at Arizona State, at Kansas State. Unless you feel like there is a certainty they win one of those games, the margin for error becomes extremely small.
They're going to win one of those 2, the 2 second games you just mentioned, not the Utah game. That's a loss.
Yeah, what concerns me about that, Krabs, is the way I hate, especially in a power conference, you can kind of work your way around it for a group of 5 team, but like this power conference bye structure, I hate when teams do this, and especially in the Big 12, it never works out well to the point where they have that Utah game and then they have a bye. Then they go 7 straight weeks before their next bye, which is right before the last week against West Virginia. So when that happens, I've seen it a billion times, especially for the Big 12 teams that are in the upper echelon. Like some of those tricky games, especially those road trips turn out really bad. That Kansas State one worries me. So does the Arizona State one, but the home schedule is weak. But when you have all those games in a row, you get beat up. And especially for a Baron Morton quarterback who has some serious injury problems every single season, we see it. It concerns me. So I know they had so much talent, and they should be a lot better. I'm worried.
I mean, I think they won 8 games last year with a much shittier team.
They did. They also had the, I think, second easiest schedule in the Big 12 too.
Schedule a little bit tougher this year. Sure.
Kind of, yeah.
I'm seeing 10 wins.
think
I almost put this team in my playoff.
don't discount too the fact they're going to West Virginia in November too. Team from Lubbock, Texas, heading up north in what's probably going to be the elements, and a team that also needs time to gel. And they probably get that
if they can't beat Rich Rod's Mountaineers in year one at that point of the season when they're probably maybe fighting for a bowl game, probably not even at that point. They probably got 4 or 5 wins.
Well, that's what I was pointing out too with the fact of when they get them. They get them when Rich Rod's had the entire season to get them together. I don't think they'll be checked out. I think it'll be an okay team, but it's not an easy trip either. And I will stand on this because Baron Morton, I'm very anti-Baron Morton. I'd be so in on Texas Tech if he was gone and it was Will Hammond who's the next Mahomes. But Baron Morton has yet to win a road game against a good team where Taj Brooks has not gone for 30 carries and 1 billion yards. So until I see that, I'm out.
Well, man. And if you're out, I guess you could take the under at plus chicken. Sounds free.
I might.
Sounds free.
I was getting funny we bring this up now too, because one of my friends was texting our group chat, I think 2 days ago, about Texas Tech winning the Natty. And he is just horrific sports bettor to say the least. But I was shocked to hear that come out of his mouth.
Interesting. Haven't heard a ton of hype about this team. I've heard a little bit of hype on the Fades. Expensive team.
I would say they're probably the most hyped up Big 12 team now.
They're one of them. They're winning 10 games. Let's hear about your win total that you like for your honorable mention team here.
Well, this one you might agree with me on, so we're probably on the same page with this one. But Arizona State's
beating Texas Tech, though. I'm confused.
Yeah, but that is only one of their 8 or less wins that I think they're going to get. This team everything went right. And if you know, we've talked about this year after year, you play 5+ 1-score games in the year prior, and you have this amazing streak. And especially if you get hot at like a specific point in the season, which Arizona State did towards the second half of the year, I want to fade you the next year, which last year the story was Mizzou after that magical run they had. And then they won all these close games. The year before that, unfortunately, it was the Frogs after the Natty year, and look what happened their second year. Now Arizona State, a little different in the fact that I think I'm more in on their trajectory as a program, like going past these multiple years, but they lose the centerfold of their offense. And I was the guy telling you that Sam Levitt should be respected a lot more than he was at some point last year, especially when they're starting to get hot and everybody kept fading him. But you can't really discount that. I know they bring in really good back, and they have a lot of pieces still on that offense. Lose I guess, generational for them wide receiver, which is pretty unfortunate. But all the pieces in the offense you think are going to be enough to pick it up. I don't think so. I think Sam Levitt can only manage so much for this offense. But you look at their schedule, Krabs, and going back to last year, I think a lot of things fell into their lap, rightfully so, and it was a lot because of the way the schedule was set up. Last year, they got a beautiful draw of a schedule, similar to like what the Frogs had last year that they should have done something better with. Out of the bottom 8 teams in the Big 12, Krabs, you want to know how many of those they played last year?
4.
6.
Damn.
6. And they also had 7 1-score games. You know how many of those they won, Krabs?
6.
6. They went 6-1, I guess, not counting the Texas playoff game, but in the regular season, 6 1-score games, or 6-1 in 1-score games. And if you look at all those games, it's not just like they're playing close games. It was a lot of miraculous, I guess, end of game wins. Like everybody remembers the Texas State game. That was crazy back and forth at Texas State, like had a game winning field goal, like late in the fourth quarter. They had a game winner with 15 seconds left against Kansas at home to beat them when Kansas was doing their bullshit where they keep it close every game and then fold at the beginning of the year. Like they had a 50-yard touchdown with Scatabo that iced the game against Utah, like with a minute left or whatever it was. Go ahead touchdown against UCF, who was dog meat with 5 minutes left. The crazy BYU Hail Mary game where they stormed the field early and had to go do it again. So just miraculous ending after miraculous ending. And when you look at their schedule this year, Krabs, it's a little different. You're going to have to play some of the bigger boys in the Big 12. And I especially think there are some very, very tricky spots that I guess when people talk about Arizona State this year, they're not really looking at them too much. First of all, like I don't think that Mississippi State game is a given. Don't really love Mississippi State, but going on the road in the SEC, we hear about how big and bad the SEC is. That's a tricky spot to start in non-conference. But regardless of that, you got to go to Baylor as your first conference game in the Big 12. That's a loss. That's probably the biggest spot I'll stand on for Arizona State or anti-Arizona State all season. You still got to play a tough TCU team. Granted, that's in Tempe. You got to go to Utah. You got to host Texas Tech. You got to go to Ames and to Iowa State. Who knows what Colorado's got to be, but you got to go there. The schedule is 50 times as challenging as last year, and now you're losing the centerpiece.
The Colorado game, those are some tough matchups. Holy smokes.
Yeah, really, really tough matchups. So you're playing the big dogs in the Big 12 this year. You ain't playing fucking last year's Utah or Oklahoma State or even like Cincy. It's like this is a whole different schedule you got to go through without Scatabo and with a whole new, I guess, form of offense you're going to have to play. So a lot more is on your shoulders. And if you want to play that many one-score games this year, play 7 of them, you ain't winning 6 this time. We've seen that again with teams like TCU, teams like Mizzou. That bounces back in ways that you will never even see coming a lot of these times.
Yep.
So they are not winning 9 games.
Sell high on the Sun Devils. I'm in. Them in Indiana. I will be selling high, screaming from the mountaintops, fading both squads a ton. Love where your head's at. Great sell job. Much, much tougher schedule. And when the ball bounced their way damn near every fucking game last year, would be shocked to see it bounce their way every fucking game this year too. We've seen it happen before. Law of averages after a lucky-ass season. They were good. I like the coach as well.
They were good, dude.
Changing it up. He's an alumni. He gets the boys fired up. I'll tip cap. I like the coach. But there is serious regression looming. I'm with you. You. All right. W under 8.5 win total here. Minus 115. You don't even have to lay juice.
No juice. Juiceless.
Sure. Love that. We got a couple subbies coming in, a couple chats, a couple goats coming in here. We got Drum lurking in the YouTube. Drum, good to see you back, my man. He said he won his first bet after a 2-month hiatus. It's okay to take a little break, guys, especially in the summer.
Good, Drum.
Said the under 7.5 in Sunday Night Baseball. Hell yeah, Drum.
Sure.
Hell yeah, Drum. Death taxes and Sunday Night Baseball unders. Sure.
It's just every week, dude. Those games are just sleep fests.
Yep, snooze fests. Every fucking weekend. We got Wags Locks coming in, resubbing as well for 35 months. Whoa. Seasoned veteran Wags Locks.
Let's go, Wags.
Sure he can. He says, Lennon Sosa Day early. It's too soon, Wags. Too soon, Wags. Wow. We got a Devin 72 resub here, Jovan, for 26 months. You know what he said?
What did he say?
He said it, not me. Judge his ass. Judge his ass.
Huge
Swing
for getting
looks a
Krabs
little
on there.
off. Swing looks a little bit off for big Aaron Judge when we were up there this weekend. He looks like he's just pounding balls into the ground. Need to start dropping that back shoulder, trying to be a me guy. That's when you'll see him start to hit nukes again. For now, he's just trying to make contact, put the ball in play. He's not seeing it great at all. See how long it lasts, especially after a comment like that. W resubs. Devin, Wags Locks, Ryan Really Reckless, Book of Chew, Zay Picks, Rand Dope, Sade Whiteman. You know you're fucking goated. Gabe Rods, Ron Mux. You guys are fucking awesome. Appreciate all you guys. Okay? And yes, James Wood finally hit a home run the other day. James Wood finally hit a home run.
God, James.
And Rab says, lol to the Arizona State hate. Rab, it's not personal, man. It's just business. You know it. You know we'd be all over this no matter what. Just biz, brother. Just biz. Judge under at Yank Stadium was just, I know it sucks that he went over on his fucking prize pick square because I had a 3-unit whale on him not to hit a nuke. Sucks that it ruined it.
Vintage.
Oh. Could have been perfect. Could have been perfect if he went less than his hits, runs, RBIs, but I digress. All right, let's move. Let's groove. Let's talk about some winners for today. Oh, great. Looks like the Little League World Series starts up on Wednesday. You won't see me watching that shit. Terrible product. I'd rather watch softball.
Yeah.
God, who gives a shit about watching little kids out there on a 200-foot field? Not me.
That's just
not me. I'd rather watch NFL preseason. I'd rather watch college women's softball. I'd rather watch American Ninja Warrior.
Dude.
I would.
Dude.
I actually kind of enjoy watching that show.
You're losing me.
I'd rather watch American Ninja Warrior than the Little League World Series. I would. All right, let's move. Let's groove. Not watching a single pitch, Skywalker. I'm with you, my man. Appreciate that good take. All right, let's talk about some winners for today, Oi. How about the Tigers? Tigers suck, man. But today they win. I can just tell. I can feel it with this team. They're not going to do squat in the postseason. Sorry, SBR. I can feel it. I just think they're the most fake sharp, good team in baseball. They have so many bad series of late. They're not playing great of late, but they have started to pick it up a hair over the weekend. They have won 2 of their last 3. Now they're playing a White Sox team. Don't let them get hot. It might be too late. They're coming off a win. That's huge for them. Maybe they can build on it. I'm not seeing it, though, with the White Sox here more than 30 games under 500. I'm not seeing it. And what I am seeing in this matchup, Jovan, is Chris Paddack catching steam. Chris Paddack coming off a 0 fantasy point performance, I believe, against his former team.
Yeah, it was good.
In that last start. Total. Where he was just, you were all over that. Great bet. He was just throwing fucking BP. He was throwing absolute meat. Meat right down the zone. Well, love back of guys after they're throwing meatballs. Especially when their mama's homemade meatballs. Have to back him. Coming off that atrocious start. And Chris Paddack in that 5 ERA up from -135 to -145, -150 some places. Jesus. I went in. And luckily we got this Peguero guy on the bump for the White Sox who's nothing special. Total in this game is up to 9 from 8.5, as it probably should be, but it's not going to be Paddack who's getting mucked up. His fantasy score is high enough where I got some confidence in him today. I think it's the White Sox who get mucked up. And this Tigers team has no problem beating bad squads. It's when they face, a realistic, solid opponent when you see this team struggle the most. So I want to lean into SBR's Tigers here and back Detroit on the road to ride their minimal momentum here, coming off a W homestands where they actually won a series for the first time in a minute against Trent's Angels. I think they keep that momentum up here, and they win another game, and they make it 3 of their last 4. Give me the Tigers on the ML.
Shout out Tigers. I'm in. After Moose Meek Paddack starting back.
Do we have an SBR sighting in the chat? Somebody get him on the back call. We might need him in here. Tigers ML. All right. Swinging around for Miguzzi. I want to see Jovan's first straight bet he's cooking up for today. And wow, a first 5 under.
Sure. Yep, sleepy game in, I guess, Anaheim. But it's weird because it feels like these games, at least to start the series, whenever the Dodgers go to play the Angels, it always gets weird no matter where the game is. But kind of have that same feeling today. I just don't think it's going to be because of Yamamoto getting shelled, certainly. But the Angels are coming not quite cross country, but pretty far trip coming back from Detroit in a series where they lost, but it wasn't because of their offense. I think all 3 games absolutely soared over. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat, but there were a lot of runs in that series. Now you got to come back home, face the Dodgers, and Yamamoto, who's a tough matchup for anybody. Obviously, the strikeouts are going to be there, and it's a prime matchup to do so. So I think Yamamoto's going to absolutely shove. And weird, I guess, for the series, weird series that the Dodgers are coming off of against the Blue Jays, super hyped up series against another big dog in the MLB. So coming off of that series, I don't think it's a sleepy spot for them. And Jose Soriano, who's been really, really good as of late, minus last start, where he got just absolutely shelled against the Rays, giving up 7. And all of those, I think, were in the 4th inning. He was dealing before that. But it's the same problem that Soriano, I guess, just does every single start. I was seeing a tweet about it, and they're talking about it on the Rays game. Every 4th inning, he's dog shit because pretty much like facing the lineup the second time through, he has been absolute moose meat. So then after that start against the Rays, I guess the Angels brass got him in contact with Pedro Martinez. So he's been talking with him for the last couple of days about, his mindset going through the second time of the orders. They've been working on stuff, yada, yada, yada. I want to back that going against the Dodgers, which I don't know why, but Jose Soriano always seems to bring his best stuff against these better teams and struggles against teams like the Rays. Don't know why that is, but I want to lean into that today, and I think he has a damn good start, and all the strikeout bettors out there are going to have a pretty good day. So I think this is just a sleepy game to start this series where the pitching dominates.
I mean, you had me at first 5 under in a Dodgers game.
Yeah, that is a Krabs special.
Under's getting juicier by the second. Seeing an under 8.5 in the full game now at -120. You're going to start seeing some 8s aloof. Good. Keep on moving down. And I hope this first 5 under gets to 3.5, although it probably won't. Would love to see that.
It's like plus 100, so you got a while to get there.
Okay. Yeah, I'm down to square up and back Yamamoto and then get nasty and back Soriano after that atrocious start. Before that, he was great for a couple starts in a row.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's hold our breath, keep the bullpens out of it, which is probably a smart move right now with the Dodgers and the
Yeah,
Angels.
the Dodgers bullpen, I'm fucking
out of
good
it.
on. I'm always good on the Angels bullpen, but the Dodgers bullpen right now is just horrific.
Okay. UB Bulls said Soriano going to introduce, hella ground balls today. Okay.
Yeah. When
Okay.
he's doing that,
I
he's
hope
at his
so,
best.
UB.
He needs to do that.
I hope so, my man. Can you guys tell me what happened to Andrew Heaney this year? Bro was like 35 fantasy. Now he's Moose and he sits at 17. Dude, he's just been terrible.
He's just Andrew Heaney.
He's been terrible. He was good at the start of the season, though. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
That's probably why his fantasy scores started creeping up. But yeah, it's not been a great year. It's not been Andrew Heaney's best. Okay. Krabs, can you define aloof for me, please? I think it means like around. I think it means around. Is that true?
Sounds right. I don't know how
Sounds
to.
right to me.
I know how to use it. I don't know how to dictionary define it.
It's like close or around, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
Yep. Aloof.
Sure. Aloof, folks. All right. Swinging around, Goodsy. I got another straight bet for the peeps here. We'll stick with the first 5 under narrative. This one might be even nastier. I mean, it is nastier. It's backing Michaelis, excuse me. Sorry, Yale. And Chase Dollander. Chase Dollander's fucking dog shit. I talked about this guy last season. I said he's not a pitcher, he's a thrower. Not wrong, but it's a big game for him tonight, man. Big game against a struggling offense. He's got to go out there and show something, or else he's going to find his ass permanently in the minors. Respectfully. You can only do so much throwing 98, 99. It's not enough anymore in the Big 2-5. You got to pitch. You got to pitch. And hopefully, his time coming back from an injury here, hopefully he's learned how to fucking pitch. Or at least try to. Can't get worse. Pitch. Don't just fucking throw. 99 isn't good enough anymore. Pitch. And seeing his earned run square up there, Jovan, maybe one of the nastiest squares I've seen up all month on Prize Picks. We know how that goes with these Rocky starters, but usually it's like a 3.5 more than we're trying to get cute with. This time it's a 2.5 less than. So I feel a little bit better about it. And it is a little bit square in the sense of, we're fading the Cardinals bats that are just fucking bad.
Yeah.
They're bad right now. They're bad. And hopefully his pitch count will be a little bit lower today. Since it's his first start back here from an injury, it probably will be a little lower. I want to take Dollander's less than earned runs. We'll talk about that here in a moment, but I think he absolutely shoves. And then you go look at some of Michaelis' squares. He's got a pretty high pitching out square, and I know it's against the Rockies, so it should be a little bit higher, but some of his squares made it seem like he might pitch okay today. And knock on wood, had some pretty good success backing or fading Miles Mikolas in the Big 2-5. So hopefully that's the case again tonight, Jovan. You've noticed it.
Oh, I've noticed it. I don't want to
5 ERA.
say anything to jinx it, but when Krabs talks Michaelis, no matter how nasty it is, I listen.
I think he shoves today. Love this first 5 under. It is down to 4.5 on some sharper, quicker moving books. So make sure you guys shop around as always, but you can still get that 5 some places. No free ads, but you can still get that 5 a place or two. Lock that puppy in responsibly before it gets down to 4.5, like the rest of the sharp books. Okay? Dubs. Soriano has a 2.5 walks allowed square. Never seen that before. Yeah, not going to lie. I like that more than. Kind of do. But I'll just back Jovan's take there with the first 5 under, and we might be talking about Soriano more in a moment. Don't want to spoil. Let's go to Jovan's next straight bet here and see what else he's cooking up. How about a team total over? Yuck, you got the Yankees down there below. We'll save that for last.
Sure. Yeah, the Red Hot Brewers coming in again on their winning streak.
Sure.
Granted, they're bigger favorites than I'll take anyway, but not taking the ML, especially when Jose Quintana's involved. But I can't help get involved with this offense against Andrew Heaney, who we were just talking about, has been much worse this second half of the season, and he's looked like Andrew Heaney. And this Brewers team has not only been destroying lefties, but for a pitcher and a lefty specifically who has little to no strikeout stuff, which if you want to, one of the reasons why he's regressed pretty heavily in the second half of the season, that's why, because he's not getting any whiffs anymore. It's all peppering the strike zone, and when he doesn't, it's a non-competitive pitch. So like teams are not striking out against him. I think he's got 1 strikeout in each of his last couple starts. So It's not there anymore. So if there's a team that you do not want to face really ever, but especially right now, even when they're the AAA All-Stars, that you just keep finding ways to destroy lefties and make at-bats tough, you don't want to face the Brewers right now if you're Andrew Heaney. Like, seeing this total go up from 8 to 9, again, like, I'm so good on everything Jose Quintana betting for or against him. I don't really care to do anymore. So I'll stick to what I think I know is going to happen, regardless of whatever he does and whatever the Pirates bats do. I think the Brewers bats are going to be very alive and well. And if they lose this game, I think it'll be on the backs of the Pirates getting Quintana, which would be the funniest thing ever. But I think they are going to destroy him. And it does add the fact that I have no clue, Krabs. If Heaney does not go deep in this game, which, again, has been a big time concern for him lately, I don't know who the Pirates have to pitch after him, especially because those last 2 games of the Red Series, their bullpen got destroyed. They have like their late inning guys or like 1 inning guys, and Nicholas and Santana, like, they're going to be available, but Baraki's pitched back-to-back days, Matson back-to-back days, Mlodzinski threw 50 pitches just about on Saturday, Sanders back-to-back days, Johan Ramirez threw 40 pitches yesterday. So the only guys in theory that should be available that are not pitching back-to-back days are Nicholas and Santana, unless they call somebody up, and they're not guys that are going to give you any sort of depth whatsoever. So if Andrew Heaney gets yanked out of this game early, the Brewers could once again be in the race for highest scoring team.
Right. And even if they leave him in, it's a lose-lose because he's going to get marked up too. So
yeah, so
around
you think the leash has got to be as long as humanly possible for Heaney to, because they need it. But the Brewers, as you know, are very patient and make at-bats tough, so the pitch count can get up high early if they're getting to it.
Gosh, we had such a good time up there in Milwaukee. It's a fun team playing really well right now. It's an underrated stadium. I know they're getting some flack right now for the rain coming in. They had some crazy rain the other night. And it was like coming through the fucking ceiling. That's kind of sketch. Not going to lie, but we had a great time up there last year, man.
Yeah.
Underrated ballpark. Great food up there. The Big Bat coming in 9 in a row for the Brew Crew and 15 for me. The Big Bat's saying 15 months. Sure he fucking can. Attaboy, Big Bats. Attaboy. Appreciate you, Beast. W Subby. Helps more than you know. Thank you, bro. All right. Yeah, they got like 8 inches of rain. It was like the most rain they've had in literally like a decade.
That's nuts.
Crazy. They had to close the parking lots because they were all flooded. Scary. All right. Let's move. Let's groove. Don't worry, chat. We will talk about that Red Sox game. Really cool game. A lot of players returning from that Astros team on both sides. We'll talk about that game once we get to Pick It Pro here in a moment. Let's finish up the Sharp reports. I got one more for you guys. DJ Fitz, one more. DJ Fitz, where you at, my man? Show yourself. Padres on the ML. Barely plus chicken. Who knows how long they'll be plus chicken. Moving down from plus 120 to plus 105. Depends on where you're looking. You might be able to find plus 110 still. You Darvish in that 6.5 ERA and that 1-3 records, catching steam against Logan Webb, who's pretty much as good of a sure thing at home as any pitcher in baseball. Well, this season he's shown that he's human at times at home, something we have not seen, and I don't think his whole career. Logan Webb has dominated at that park for 6 or so years, but for some reason this season he's been hittable at times, and I think there's a chance they get to him. And even if they don't, they'll get to that bullpen. This Padres team is still playing for something. They're sneakily 14 games over 500s. They're right there behind the Dodgers. They're showing hearts. They're making a push. They added all these pieces before the deadline like they always do. They always overpay and trade all their fucking prospects away and try to make a run, and it has never worked for them once. Think of this year, maybe it does. They're so fucking due. Kind of hope it does. Kind of rooting for this team. And I'm definitely rooting for you, Darvish, who's had a tough couple of years, man. Personal life has been shitty. He had some stuff going on. He left the country, went back home for a little bit, and now he's back, and he's not been great, but he's shown some promise in his last couple of outings. He's been a little bit better, and I think you're only going to see the veteran get better every start he makes. And against this Giants team that just lost a series to the Nats, come on. What more has to be said here? This team stinks. The Giants have stunk for the last 5 years. They probably used up all their luck when they were a dynasty like 10 or so years ago. They just got goose-egged by the Nats 8-0. 8-0. And the game before that, they lost as well. They lost a series to the Nats. The Nats look like they're trying to lose games on purpose right now. And they just lost a series to the Nats. So if this is my way of squaring up today, this is it. I'm going to square up and fade this Giants lineup that fucking stinks. I don't think it's that square because we're fading Logan Webb as a short favorite against Yu Darvish, who's been terrible this season. But I got a weird feeling about you. On the road, coming into town, I think he absolutely shoves. Seeing this total down from 7.5 to 7 tells me it's going to be a good old-fashioned pitcher's duel, like most of these teams are always involved with, the Padres and the Giants. Not really different from most of their games. But I think I give the advantage to tonight looking at the prize pick squares, and I think Logan Webb is hittable in the big 2-5. I think the Padres get to him tonight. Give me the ML.
Yeah, I'm in. That line definitely seems a little odd, I would say, which Webb's been in a couple of those spots lately. And somehow, some way, people find different ways to bet on him, whether it's K's, whether it's fantasy score, something always seems to go wrong with short line Logan Webb.
Yep. Murphy Chad says it fade Cavalli day after his last start. You won't see me fading him, but at some point his arm's going to fall off his body again. Not that I'm rooting for it, but I think we see what Cavalli's got until he gets hurt again. The stuff looked great the other night. Great. We can check out the splits here in a moment. Let's finish up Jovan's straight bets. He's got a game or a bet involving the Yankees, which kind of sucks, but I do like runs. I like runs here.
Yeah, I like some runs. I think the Twins can contribute a lot more. I think seeing in the chat, I mean, people think the Yankees can score off of Zebby, which I 100% agree on. They're big favorites, obviously, because the fucking Twins are rat shit. Even though, like, their lineup's been a lot peskier against some of these pitchers than people have given them credit for, even if, like, the runs haven't shown it every single game. And they've had some very, very bad games. They've looked awful as a lineup, certainly. But
yeah,
against a guy like Will Warren, especially, like, I think for both pitchers, Zebby's done a pretty good job at commanding the strike zone when he's been up so far this year, at least in this stint. But I think this is a bad spot for him, especially because I think, like, the one time that I'll get behind the Yankees for the most part at this point in the season is when I think the righties can have a lot of success. Like, Zebby's really good against lefties, and he's been pretty unlucky against some of them, so the numbers aren't as good, but he's been dominating lefties for the most part. But against righties, I think he's a lot more vulnerable. So for Judge, for Stanton, who knows what the lineup's going to be, but for those guys, for even guys like Volpe, like, I think this is a pretty good matchup for them, and I think they'll be in RBI spots. And I think both of these pitchers, too, are going to have trouble commanding the strike zone today, and both of these lineups are going to be very, very patient. We've seen Will Warren when he has some of his worst starts against lineups that are a little tricky, and he really struggles commanding the strike zone, has a lot of walks, and what do you know? Like, he's had his trouble pitching out of the stretch, so when traffic's on the bases, a lot can go wrong for a guy like Will Warren. And I think while the strikeout ceiling is probably pretty high for both of these pitchers today, and you'll see that a lot on Twitter, I don't think that they're going to have their overall great starts. And God knows, too, Will Warren has a tendency when he has those games to very obviously, I guess, have a short leash, but also just the pitch count gets up super high and he gets pulled early. If we have one of those, the Yankees bullpen is bad. Not only bad, but after this weekend, they used high leverage arms multiple times, multiple days in a row. So, I mean, their bullpen's in a terrible spot. The Twins, obviously, their bullpen's terrible because they traded it all away at this point. So if we need late inning runs, I think we'll get it. And I think both these starters are also going to put their teams in pretty terrible positions to get it late in the game. So I feel like this game has a chance to get pretty crazy come the back end of this game. Obviously, I think that comes with runs, but I also wouldn't rule the Twins out at being the team to contribute the most to it, especially late in the game. Luke Keeshaw's chest. Billy, he's seeing them.
Well, you better hope they don't need Judge to help because he's not
I think Judge helps today.
Well, I don't.
I think he helps.
Early Digger Tuesday play going to be Cody Bellinger.
Wow.
There you go. He hits him way more at home. So.
Could be Ma, dude.
Could be Belly Bomb deck. Sure. All right. So you're telling me I should not take that Aaron Judge less than 7.5 fantasy score?
Probably wouldn't do that today, Krabs. It's just my personal opinion.
Well, we'll see if I can stay off. I don't know if I can resist. And seeing fucking marbles up there at the dish.
Seeing marbles, man. Just marbles. I would say I'd
be points last night, and that's everybody's Captain America.
I'd be surprised if one of Judge or Stanton just doesn't absolutely splooge.
Well, maybe it's the guy who's actually clutch and shows up in big games and big moments. It's probably Stanton.
Well, you gotta recognize, Krabs. This is an August game against the rat shit Twins. So this is like the perfect irrelevant Judge home run time.
Yeah, I mean, if the Yankees go up early big, or if they go down early big, sure. But this is a big game for the Yankees tonight, Jovan. They're barely hanging on to a playoff spot. They went from plus 800 to plus 200 to miss the playoffs in the last 3 weeks. Shout out Snacks for that great find. Holy smokes. They are in absolute turmoil right now. If Trent Grisham didn't hit that home run when we were there on Saturday, we'd be having a different conversation today. We'd be ragging on this team a little bit more. Because they dropped a game again last night. They are playing bad baseball.
Horrific
baseball. Luckily for you, Will Warren is a bad pitcher. So he can give up some runs today, and hopefully the Twins do their job as well. But they're playing bad ball. That's what happens when you have Aaron Boone as your coach. That's what happens when you have Aaron Judge as your captain. You play bad ball. When the lights are bright, when games matter towards the end of the season, we're getting close to playoff time, folks. Not many games left. This is when you see the Yankees play bad ball. Every fucking year. Every year.
Yeah. I will say I'm looking through the home run odds. Shout out Ramble for 5 gifted too. Go.
Wow. Let's go, MJ. Let's go, Ramble. Excited to see your guys' streams this year. You guys are coming back here soon. Excited to see what the young kids got in the Big 2-5.
Goated.
MJ, good chilling this weekend, my man. How was that silent disco party? Sorry I couldn't make it this weekend. Looked fun, though. He's trying to get me to go to a silent disco.
I know.
Never been to one of
that
those.
talk too.
Yeah, never been to one of those. Look cool,
Never have.
Look cool and look fun. All right.
Back to the Yankees. I'm looking at this list, the home run odds for the game. Judge does look a little alarmingly short. So does Trent Grisham, and so does Cody Clemens.
Sure. WMJ in the chat. Cody Clemens looks a little low today, huh?
Yeah, it goes Judge, Grisham, Buxton, Clemens in the game.
Okay. Well, you can cross off Judge. It's a big game for them. Maybe talk to one of those other 3 guys.
He might. He's going to hit one in the first, and they could end up winning by 7 or losing by 7. So it'll be
I mean, if it's a big discrepancy in the score,
irrelevant one or the other way.
It's usually how it goes. I can count on one hand. One hand. The amount of meaningful home runs Aaron Judge has had in his career. Turns out the most meaningful of them all was when he was facing Emmanuel Clase, who was throwing games. Losing games on purpose. Wonder why you hit a home run off of him. Dude grooved him a fucking fastball on purpose. He's betting on the games. Crazy.
Just unreal.
Crazy. Paw Patrol might have been the biggest home run. That might have been the biggest one.
The Paw Patrol nuke.
Miguel said if Krabs is on the under, Judge, I'm fucking nuking the over. Good luck with that, Miguel. Watch his at-bats right now. He looks terrible at the dish. That's not my captain. Nope. Let's move. Let's groove, Gootsy. I want to power through these prize pick squares really quick. Already kind of talked about Chase Dolander here. His less than 2.5 earned runs allowed. Should be a smaller pitch count. Big start for him. We talk about, big games coming up here for the Yankees as they slowly miss the playoffs. This is a big start for Chase Dolander, a guy who's still trying to prove himself in this league and prove that he is a starter, not just a thrower, right? I think we get Dolander's best, and his best is probably still giving up 2 earned runs, only going 4 or 5 innings, getting an early pull because they want to go out on top here with Dolander, get some momentum going, and his pitch count should be lower with him coming back from an injury. So I'll back Chase Dolander. Was a nasty, nasty chart for earned runs, 2.5 allowed, and the unders juiced on the books. Something smells fishy about this square, and I want in. And we got Ryan Pepioi, Javon's guy, with 2 duffels in his hands. Well, he might not have those duffels today. I'm taking his less than pitching outs, less than 16.5, which is also juiced to the under on the books. And it's also the most popular square on Prize Picks today, Jovan. If you fade the most popular square on Prize Picks, more often than not, what happens?
You're winning.
You're winning coin. Don't need to overthink this one, folks. Completely greened out chart. Even if the chart's wrong, I don't care. It's still greened out.
Yeah.
Fade it. Take the less than.
It really should
make coins. Yeah. Fade it. Make coins. Fade it. Make coins. Your captain was hanging at the Indian Casino in the Bay Area over the weekend, Krabs. Total me guy move. Who was hanging out at the casinos? Big Cheese. Who was hanging out there?
Had to be
talking about
James, right? James or
talking
CJ?
about CJ Abrams, who hit a ball in the fucking river in right field this weekend. Hit an absolute Nukenheimer. Yeah, Abrams. Hey, Abrams is he's one of us.
He loves to throw coin.
Trip. He likes throwing coins. You're gonna hate on him for that? Give me a fucking break, Big Cheesy.
It's pretty good. Low key.
Jovan, I want to hear your 2 prize pick squares here briefly as I drop the link to the Sharp Report format.
Sure. owner of the formerly Oakland Athletics, Yandy Diaz, gets to go back, even though it's a new park. But I'm pretty sure I took this last time he pitched against Springs, and he missed the wall in right field by like 2 feet.
Wow.
But against a lefty, after a pretty moose series for everybody involved, they got swept. It was god awful. I have a feeling he starts pretty hot today with an extra base hit off of Springs that probably once again goes the opposite way. But I think this is probably one of those scorched earth Yandy games. I think you're getting one of those this series, and this is probably the best matchup for it against a pitcher he's already seen, and former Ray, of course. So that's what I will take in that game. And then pretty much already given the Soriano pitch that I think he's going to pitch really well with Pedro in his corner, sleepy game. Just get through the 4th inning, and I think we're good, which is a big if. But
love fading guys, taking less than, or not fading, taking less than on the earned run squares when a guy's coming off of that crazy outlier. He's coming off of giving up, 7 runs in that last start? Before that, he was nails.
Yep, to the Rays.
Let's back him shove.
All in the same inning.
Wow. Crazy. Rare Rays splooge offensively.
Yeah. Don't get those too often.
Not anymore. We haven't talked about their fall off much. You're lucky.
Yeah. It's on the road for years. It's killing them.
Sad season for the Rays. Thought they had a chance there. They were playing good ball for a minute, but it's been a while.
Still not out of it. Only, I think, 4.5 out.
Oh, that'd be something. Let's hope they get started tonight with a big time win. Okay.
Would be goated.
All right. Let's hope they don't maybe they don't win because I'm fading Pepioid, but I do like a good old fashioned vintage over in that late night game. Can we check the splits on that real quick, Gootsy? I'll pick it.
That over might be cookie, dude.
That might be a Jovan special over.
I don't like that over, man.
Oh, you don't like it one bit, do you? Okay.
I don't. I'm not gonna lie.
Could it be because everybody's nuking the over in this game?
It's probably part of it. It's just I feel like their ceiling against Springs is not all that high. Like I think Yandy can have a great day, or Junior could send one 500, but ideally for like this over, I want a potential for a guy to give up 6 or 7 for an over 10 in Sacramento.
Yeah.
Feels like the worst case scenario for Pepio and Springs is like 4.
Okay. I feel like Springs has pitched against the Rays a couple times now this season. Am I wrong? Am I making that up?
I think only once, I think, in Tampa.
Game.
Yeah.
Okay.
He pitched pretty well, I believe.
I remember we faded him and he pitched well. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he gave up like 3.
I think I took his less than pitch announced that game, thinking his former team was going to muck him up. They didn't. Maybe they do tonight. We'll see. I personally do like that over, but I understand Jovan's hesitancies. He's a Pepioid guy. I get it. All right. Can we look at the Red Sox game real quick? Because that's a great game that nobody's talking about. I'm going to check the splits on that one on Pickett Pro here. W Pickett Pro. W Pickett for having us up there in NYC this weekend. They always put on a great, pregame, great game. We were all chilling, hanging out, getting to meet some other Pickett creators, and it was really fun. So it's good to meet Steak and DeGen as well. It was good to hang out with MJ. Who else am I missing? Ron Mox was there as well. Some goats. There were some goats there.
Some goats.
W Pickett Pro. If you guys have not checked it out already, check it out on your web browser and try the free trial. See if you want to stick with it. Okay. Jovan, looks like everybody's back in the Red Sox. Interesting. Well, I guess Crochet is pitching and Javier is making his season debut.
Yeah.
Right? First start of the season. Red Sox are minus 175. Red Sox are starting to cool off right now, but before that, they were playing really good ball. They are sneakily 11 games over 500s. They have Crochet on the bump, who has a 2.25 ERA, a 13-4 record. Holy shit. Why are we not talking about Crochet more? Probably should be a little bit. Dude's fucking goated. Holy smokes. We'll see how he pitches against his veteran Astros lineup on the road. I smell trouble there a little bit. Kind of like the over in this game. I kind of want to fade Javier in his debut. I talk about this all the time, fading stars, especially, but just fading any pitcher in general. Coming back from injury typically goes, better than it doesn't. Typically, if you fade a pitcher coming back from an injury, you're finding some pretty good success. There's different scenarios. Like today, we're taking the fucking Rockies guy, Dollander. I think he gets an early pull, and I think he's got the weirdest square up on Prize Picks today. But in this case, Javier, everybody's backing him to go out there and shove. Maybe not even, but at least Crochet. I'm going to fade these two aces and back the bats to show up, the veteran bats. You got Bregman back at home, back playing in front of that Houston crowd. He's been playing pretty well in the second half of the season. You got Correa, who's been on fire, on absolute fire the last 2 weeks since they brought him back. He's got his fucking powers back like Thanos putting that final Infinity Stone in his hand. He's juiced up. He is juiced up, and he is smacking baseballs right now. I like runs. Fade Javier in his season debut. Fade Crochet, who's been a little too good. The juice on this total moved from -120 to the under. Now we're seeing -110 both ways. Give me the over. Give me runs.
Yeah, I could see that. I kind of have a feeling Javier pitches pretty well today. And not just because the whole world seems to be fading him on Twitter, but a lot of the reason for that is because he's walked a billion guys like in his rehab starts in the minors, and he's going to be on some sort of pitch count. And it's a Red Sox team that is usually like strategically aggressive. They take their walks, but the issue with Javier before he got hurt was the fact that he was very predictable and like his fastball was super flat, so it was easy to pick up. They worked on that. It's just he's got to work on being in the strike zone a little bit. I feel like he might be effectively wild against the Red Sox today. Like I feel like that may work. What happens after that, even if he pitches well, I don't really know. But I don't know if I want to fade Javier as much as everybody else seems to today.
Okay. Maybe it's Astros +1.5.
Could be.
If you got a real sack, you can just take the run out.
Yeah.
4 1/3, 3 earned runs, 5 Ks. Javier's stat line. That's it. There you go.
See it depending on the pitch count.
There you go.
I could play for the over. I could play. All right, Red Sox, tough travel spot too. Yeah. Look at all these people betting Sox on Bookit.
It's Crochet.
It is Crochet. He's been extremely consistent and reliable.
Yeah, people bet on Crochet no matter what.
They're making coins doing it. Will it work tonight? I don't know. We'll see. All right. I think if I had to take something in this game, I'm still sticking with the over, but I could certainly hear you out on the Astros. If you had to take something in this game, the game of the night, Jovan, what do you take?
Probably Astros.
Okay. All right. You guys ready to cash the squad ride? You in?
Could be the difference.
Goots, do me a favor. If you're around, if you got a second, run that shit. I'm trying to see that train. Drop those trains in the chat. W chat. I see a couple in there as well. Let's start the week off right with a squad ride W, Jovan. Why not us? 2 words. Why not us? Wish we had some CFL action or some preseason action tonight. We don't. It's mainly just baseball. I absolutely love this first 5 under that I brought. Rockies and Cardinals. First 5 under 5. I would love to start with that if you're in.
I would love that too. I'm in.
Cool. What about your first 5? Are we getting
Also
that puppy involved?
Also in.
Okay. Are you in love with that Brewers team total over? I'm not a big team total over for a home team type of guy, but your sell job was great. So I'm down to put it in if you want it.
I mean, I know you're not into those and probably not into the hottest team in baseball, but at least it's not the ML. Love that play.
It's baseball. Yeah. I'm down for, riding some streaks a time or 2.
Yeah.
Okay. You love that play?
Yeah. I'm down to put that in.
Let's put it in. What do you think about the Padres?
The Padres are kind of like my second Braves at this point.
Okay.
So, I mean,
let's keep it to 3 plays, 3 winners.
But I'm in if you're in.
Let's keep it to 3 plays, 3 winners, quality over quantity. 2-minute poll. 2-minute poll. 3 plays, 3 winners. Get involved. Hurry up. Go, go, go. If you're watching on the YouTube, thank you so much for the support. Make sure you're subscribed. But get your ass over to the Twitch. Hurry up. You got 2 minutes. Get over here. We got a poll going on right now. We only got 10 votes. What are we doing? We got the Brewers team total over.
This makes you feel a certain way about this Red Sox series, but I was looking through. It's this game today, Dustin May, Arrighetti, and then Hunter Brown, Buehler. The Astros are -130 in the series.
Wow.
I can't remember the last time I've seen anybody favored against the Red Sox in the series where Crochet is pitching.
I never want to hear that noise in my ear ever again.
Yeah, Goots. That's just.
Goots, I love you, my man, but I never need to hear you sing spaghetti. ever again in my life. Okay?
He's shoving tomorrow.
Is that fair?
I might.
I think that's fair.
Especially if the Astros lose tonight.
I mean, yeah, dudes, if they lose tonight, I'm
I
honestly
might have to be
some-
in, dude.
for you singing spaghetti tomorrow if they lose tonight. Okay? You got a deal?
We got a deal. He's producing whisks. He's going to produce even more tomorrow.
Yep. And here we go again, talking about those
Just
whisks.
saying it.
Yep. All right. Well, hey, you might be onto something if they're weirdly favored to win the series against the Red Hot Sox.
Yeah, that feels a little odd. Say it.
Bueller and May are moose-shit pitchers. That line is not that weird. So I kind of agree with Sox Nation. They are moose-shit pitchers, but I think it's a little weird.
Spencer Arrighetti is also a moose-shit pitcher.
He's worse.
So, like, in a vacuum, let's just say you have big favorite Crochet today. You're probably going to have slightly smaller favorite Hunter Brown against Walker Buehler come game 3.
Yep.
Dustin May and Arrighetti, in my opinion, are right there with each other. I would say I respect May a lot more than Arrighetti at this point, but even if you don't, they're probably even at best. So Astros being minus 130 is crazy.
Okay. W Squad Ride poll. Riding with the Brew Crew. Let's hope they stay hot. Team total over 4.5. W play. W stream today, chat. Thanks for getting involved. Thanks for staying active in the Twitch chat and the YouTube as well. You guys are goated. Do me a favor. Stick around for Trent's third stream. Pitch him a winner today, please. Lord knows he needs it. All right, get Trent right. Give him a sell job that he simply cannot refuse. He has to tail. And we'll catch you guys tomorrow. Same time, same place.